Good morning, guys. My name is Jordan. I'm from Tanjung Pura University, Faculty of Economic and Business. My major is Management International. And I would like to answer the final exam question from Mr. Adi. And there are have three sections. The first section is mention what you have done in the offline and online classroom during the HRM lecture delivered by your lecturers. How is your lecture attendance of HRM? I try to learn by trying to talk in front of my friends and lecture about how I'm learning, and it increases my confidence in practicing speaking and increasing my knowledge both offline and online in attending HR lecture very diligent and send a lot of new knowledge which is possible previously unknown. And the second is what books are used in studying HRM. Mention the title of the HRM book and what does the book discuss. How many chapters does each book have and mention their topic and how do the books benefit you as a student. HRM learning material book entail the benefit of human resources. This book discusses a lot of the usefulness or benefit of human resources. In this book there are 10 chapters. As a student, I can know from this book that human resources are the movers and leaders in running a business and company. How many videos on Edmodo have you watched? Mention the titles, explain what the speakers discuss or explain in this video you have watched. Where do you post your video recording? And there have 5 videos. Is HRM is right for your career? Maslow motivation theory or hierarchy of needs? Sexual harassment in workplace? Human resources basic management? Are happy worker more productive? The speaker discussed generally about attitude and cooperation in the workplace. I post my video on Edmodo, Google Meet, and YouTube. Mention and explain the topic presented by your friends after the midterm test of HRM. Who presented the topic? What question did you ask to the presents? And what question did you answer given by the presenter? How did they present their topic? What benefit you got from the topic they have presented to you? Getting to the very heart of the matter, here are the problems of workers who have to be resolved by reflecting or organizing in solving employee problems together with superior. Who present were Felicia. I did not have time to ask because asking limited question. Felicia presented it very well and clearly. The benefit I get is that I know that caring for employee is very important. I'm in solving problems they face so they work more effectively. And number 5 is what is your impression of studying HRM online? How does COVID-19 affect the way of teaching and learning of HRM? What are the positive and negative sides of COVID-19 related to your study of HRM and other subjects in your university? My impression is pleasant. COVID-19 is a dangerous virus that can be deadly and therefore can learn HR directly but online. It positive can operate new online learning application and negatively was full of quotas and less effective learning due to signal interference. Some like the HRM in the other subject is second section. Why study human resources? Human resources help in structuring teams. It builds the organization culture and it helps people with engagement and development. Human resources management creates a lot of difference in enhancing the productivity of the employees. And number two, what is the importance of training? Improve employee performance. The employee who receives the necessary training is more able to perform in their job. The training will give the employee a greater understanding of their responsibilities within their role and in turn build their confidence. This confidence will enhance their overall performance and this can only benefit the company. Employees who are competent and on top of changing industry standard helps your company hold position as a leader and strong competitor within the industry. Improve employee satisfaction and morale. The investment in training that a company makes shows employees that they are valued. The training creates a supportive workplace. Employee may gain access to training they wouldn't have to otherwise know about the self of themselves. Employees who feel appreciated and challenged through training opportunities may feel more satisfaction toward their job. Addressing weakness, most employees will have some weakness in their workplace skills. A training program allows you strengthen to skills that each employee needs to improve. A development program bring all employees to higher levels so they have similar skills and knowledge. Briefly describe importance of motivation, mainly because it always allows management to meet the company's goals. Without a motivated workplace, companies could be placed in a very risky position. The employees will not have motivation to increase the work in the workplace. Motivated employees can lead to increased productivity and allow an organization to achieve higher levels of output. Define conflict. Conflict is any workplace disagreement agreement that disrupts the workflow. It is often a situation in which people perceive a threat. They may perceive this threat of physical, emotional, or a grave for power or status. It usually a good feeling, not necessarily a specific threat that occurs. Conflict can also occur whenever people try to make others change their action or to gain an unfair advantage. Another component of conflict is responses are based on perception of a situation rather than an objective view. Briefly explain the important discipline. Discipline and punctuality are two most essential traits required in a professional to be successful. Discipline ensures individuals behave in an acceptable way at the workplace and also adhere to the rules and regulation of the organization. Individuals who are disciplined are not only successful professionally but also their personal life. Disciplined employees are liked and appreciated by not only their superiors but also other fellow workers. What do you understand by industrial relations? Industrial relation or employment relation is the multidisciplinary academic field that studies the employment relationship, that is the complex interrelation between employers and employees, labor or trade unions, employers organization, and the state. What is the purpose of conducting a selection interview? Selection interviews are typically conducted on site at the hiring company. The purpose of a selection interview is to determine whether a candidate will be selected for the position he or she is interviewing for. Explain the main characteristic of staffing. So the staffing have uh, seven characteristic, but I'm only say three. The first one is staffing is not a temporary exercise. Staffing is not an activity which can be undertaken only temporarily. It's a continuous activity so that required manpower is available throughout the year and at all time without any problem. And the second is staffing is a complex process. According to Wendell Prince, the broad personnel management function must be a joint effort of all managers within an organization. The complex nature of staffing functions stem from the sometimes fact that the sometimes totally unrelated functions are assigned assigned to staffing function. The complexity increased because an enterprise is a dynamic entity having number of system and subsystem. Staffing is a logical exercise. The various logical steps to be followed in a staffing are manpower planning, recruitment, selection, induction, appraisal, training, and maintenance of personal staffing is managerial function. And the question number 9, what are the different objectives of HRM? Define an organization structure which drives productivity, developing effective coordination and communication within the organization, dedicate time to finding the right staff and developing their skill base, embracing wider societal and ethical development. What do you mean by human resources department? A human resources department, HR department of an organization, performs human resources management, overseeing various aspects of employment such as compliance with labor law and employment standard, administration of employee benefit, organizing of employees file with the required document for future reference, and some aspect of recruitment and employee onboarding. Discuss the importance of human resources planning. Human resources planning is the process of understanding the needs of the company and making any necessary change to meet company goals and objectives. Advantage of HR planning include that it helps in skill searching, recruiting and hiring, training and preparing. The third section. What is the title of the article you read? What does the article explain to you? Examining in the gender influence on employees' work engagement within a South African university, organizations should prioritize and promote employees' work engagement if they are to effectively realize their goal and objective. The second is what is the problem statement formulated in the article? Work engagement organizations often have three types of employees: improved, not improved, and actively let go. Therefore, manager must pay more attention and make them aware to be improved to always be active and encourage each other in the organization and work. Mention and explain the theories used in the article. Why does the writer use the theories? Theoretical perspective and trends regarding work engagement. Work engagement is regarded as one of the hottest topic in management and certainly something worth promoting. It is a multi-dimensional construct that involves behavioral as well as attitudinal characteristics which lead to a positive experience in the workplace. Advocate that organizations often have three types of employees: the engaged, the not engaged, and the actively disengaged, to make the leaders encourage the work to be more active in organizing and working. Mention and explain the previous research in the article you have read. Why is the previous research very important? Examining the gender influence on employees' work engagement within a South African university to prove that the gender isn't have effect toward engagement. What was the research method used by the writers? Why did they use study case? Because one of the research method in social kind in research using this method and in a depth longitudinal examination of a condition or event is called a case by using systematic method of observing, collecting data, analyzing information, and reporting the result. As a result, a deep understanding of why something happened will be obtained and can be the basis for future research. Case study can be used to generate and test hypotheses. Thank you.